Hello everyone! Christmas is just round the corner and I have some storybooks to share and talk about with you. These books are from New Zealand, where I came from. I now live in South Korea, but I go back home, New Zealand, once every year. So let's take a look at our first book. This one is called A Kiwi Christmas Carol. Let's take a look what's it about. If you look at the picture closer. Ooh, what do you see? I see. Is that a ghost? That is scary. But let's find out. What else do you see in this picture? I see a lot of sheep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sheep. And what's this green thing? Yeah, I think they are dogs. So they are probably shepherd dogs. Yes, so shepherd dogs, they help the farmers and the shepherd to bring the sheep back into groups. Let's take a look. I think it's at night. And there is a ghost. And other things, I see some leaves. A graveyard. So this is probably a graveyard. That's where gravestones are put. And so when they pass away, people want to remember them. So they have a gravestone. Anyway, there is an old man, and on the gravestone, what does it say? What is engraved on there? Let's take a look closer. Zoom in. It says, Jerry D. Miser. And the quote, "No one gives a toss." No one gives a toss means nobody cares. Nobody cares about Jerry. No, that's so sad. Is there something bad that he did? That's why no one likes him? Let's take a look at the next page. A Kiwi Christmas Carol. Words by Chris Gurney. Pictures by Philip Webb. This book is published in Scholastic. So if you want to purchase this book, you can always go through the Scholastic website and you can buy books from them. They provide so many wonderful books for all ages. Oh, look at this picture. Where do you think this is? A supermarket? A convenience store? In New Zealand, we call it dairy. It's in every neighborhood, so you can get milk, newspaper, snacks. You can get essential things from the dairy. They don't open 24 hours like the convenience store in Korea, like GS25 or Emart every day. They open early and they close at around 9 o'clock in New Zealand. In this dairy, there is an owner. And let's take a look at this man. Do you think he's a kind, happy man? I don't think so. He looks grumpy. Grumpy old man. He has a bitter face, and he seems to be angry all the time. The little boy in front of the cashier, he seems to be afraid. He seems scared. Oh, let's zoom in and take a look closer. Look at the cashier machine. How much does the boy have to pay? $3.99. And if you look at this circle picture, twirly picture over there with like yellow, red, purple, blue, this is actually a logo. Yeah, this is actually a logo very similar to New Zealand's ice cream. It's called Tip Top. They have very, very delicious ice cream. I miss them so much, but we can't find that in Korea. So every time I go back to New Zealand, I have Tip Top ice cream. Marvelous. Yeah, so this is the Tip Top logo. Very similar to it. But anyway, behind the man, I think there's some shampoo, insect repellent, and you see the jar with yellow and a red diamond? That's Marmite or Vegemite. Yes, it's a type of jam, but it's savory, salty jam, and you can put it on bread. It's not chocolate sauce, so just use very little. Yes. Anyway, stingy old Jerry owned Kai Corner Dairy, sold newspapers, ice blocks, and pies. Though his misery manner made people quite wary, they still went to buy their supplies. You'd buy 1 banana, he'd charge you for 2. The lollies were counted out short. The coffee he sold was a watery brew. And the ice cream, the cheap budget sort. Wow, it's Christmas night. Ooh, if you look at this picture, what do you see? I see a moon and many stars around it. I see houses decorated with Christmas lights. And what's that on the electric pole? It's a possum. In New Zealand, you can see possums almost everywhere. They come out at night. Some possums, they live on top of people's roofs, and that's no good. Also, if you notice, the people walking on the street, they are wearing t-shirts, short sleeves, not like wool. Do you know why? That's because in New Zealand, it's summer when Christmas is here. It's the opposite of the northern part of the world. New Zealand is in the southern part of the world. Our December is always summer. We always have a hot Christmas. Anything else that you see? Oh, Daddy and his daughter. They just bought a Christmas tree and they're walking home. They're going to decorate it. As Christmas approached this particular year, the trees and the lights looked so merry. But no skerrick of tinsel or holiday cheer could be found at the Kai Corner Dairy. There's no decoration outside Jerry's dairy. I think he doesn't like Christmas. Jerry's young nephew popped in for some jam. "Merry Christmas, dear uncle," he uttered. "You will come and join us for Christmas ham?" "What codswallop!" old Jerry muttered. As Christmas approached this particular year, the trees and the lights looked so merry. But no skerrick of tinsel or holiday cheer could be found at the Kai Corner Dairy. Jerry's young nephew popped in for some jam. "Merry Christmas, dear uncle," he uttered. "You will come and join us for baked Christmas ham?" "What codswallop!" old Jerry muttered. Oh, if you look at this picture, I see 2 men. Jerry, the angry old man, the dairy owner, and also a man who works there. I think he works there because he's holding a broom, cleaning the dairy. It looks like the man who is cleaning, he seems quite friendly. He's smiling. But old Jerry looks upset. What could it be? Why? Danny Devine worked from 7 till 9 for a misery minimum pay, for very little money. Jerry," he said, "would you very much mind if I work 2 hours less Christmas Day?" So Danny Devine is asking Jerry if he can work shorter hours on Christmas Day. Ooh, I think Jerry is angry because he doesn't seem to like Christmas very much. So, let's take a look at the next page. He's like this. So what do you think that means? Is he happy? I don't think so. He seems very upset. What a whole lot of hoo-ha. This let's all be merry. The dinners, the pressies, and fuss. A load of old cod swallow, hollered old Jerry. But leave early then, if you must. So obviously he's not happy. But, Danny Devine has to spend his Christmas with his family too. So Jerry says, yeah, but leave early then, if you must. He's making Danny Devine feel bad. He doesn't care. Ooh, I think Jerry is sleeping at the moment. What is he wearing? Pajamas. That's right. Do you have your pajamas? What color are they? Please leave it at the comments down below and let me know what characters do you have on your pajamas, what color it is. Okay, so Jerry is in his pajamas and he's sleeping. But what's that white thing going above his head? That's right, he's dreaming. And so scary. What is that? Is that a ghost? I think so. I'm scared. Are you scared of ghosts? After dinner that night of a leftover pie, old Jerry retired to his bed and falling asleep in the blink of an eye. Strange visions appeared in his head. I am the ghost of Christmas past, came a frightening and high piercing shriek. Stingy old Jerry looked on aghast. God swallop, he managed to squeak. So the ghost took his arm and they're flying. Oh, and he sees this picture of himself when he was a little boy. He's with his sister. And his sister is buying a toy for him. That's a bumblebee. Any shops you go to, most of them sell this bumblebee toy. So when you push the bumblebee, the wings would move. Because the wheels and then it moves the wings. Yeah. I used to have that, but I lost it or my mom gave it to someone, like some younger kids. So I don't have it anymore. But yeah, almost every kid in New Zealand have that at home. It's like their number one toy when they're babies. And if you look at the bookshelf or the toy shelf, you can see bumblebees, teddy bears, toy cars, soft toy kiwi, and a Christmas tree and some dolls. Yes, let's take a look. I spy my little eyes. Bumblebee, can you find it? That's right, it's over there. Good. What about soft toy kiwis? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, you found it too. The ghost whisked him off to an earlier land, where Jerry was still a small boy. There was his big sister holding his hand and buying a shiny new toy. I think Jerry is awake now, and she's seeing another ghost. I think he's really scared right now because he was sleeping and suddenly he sees ghosts even though he's awake. This is not a dream. That is really strange. But don't worry guys, this is not a horror book. I'm not telling you a horror story. Oh, I see a window and a moon outside his window. And Jerry is awake with his glasses on. I think he wants to see the ghost clearer. That's why he put on his glasses. And this woman, she has jingle bells as her earrings. That looks cool. And do you know what flower this is? It's actually the Christmas tree of New Zealand. They blossom during summertime. And if you look at the woman ghost, there are puhutukawa, that's the New Zealand Christmas tree, floating around her. They blossom during summertime, which is the Christmas time in New Zealand. Pohutukawa. Pohutukawa, the New Zealand Christmas tree. I have it outside my house in New Zealand. They are beautiful. Suddenly, Jerry was back in his bed, where sleep overwhelmed him once more. But he woke with a feeling of most intense dread as a phantom flew in through the door. "I am the ghost of Christmas today," she moaned with a bone-chilling cry. "I have places to show you. Let's be on our way." "Codswallop," the mumbled reply. This ghost, or you can call it phantom, now pulls him out of the room. And with beautiful Puhutukawa following them, and they're flying around, and she's showing him this place. This place seems very happy. If you look at the picture, I think the phantom took Jerry out of his house to Danny Devine's house. Looking through the window, she's showing him that the family of Danny Devine is sitting at a table. I think it's tea time. So there is Mommy, Daddy, and Daddy is Danny Devine with their children, the daughter and the son. They're sitting at the table with bread and Marmite. That looks yummy. Before he could whine or had chance to decline, the phantom swooped Jerry away. He was outside the house of Danny Devine. It was tiny and weathered and gray. He peered through the window. The table was spread, and the family was gathered for tea. A small jar of Marmite, a half loaf of bread, was all that old Jerry could see. So, on Christmas Day, it would be better if we eat something nice on a Christmas Day. But Danny Devine, they only have half a loaf of bread and a small jar of Marmite. So now, Jerry is back to his room, back in his bed. He's about to fall asleep again, but boom! He is woken up again by another ghost. And he is taken away. I think this ghost is showing him something that's going to happen in the future. So the first ghost was showing him the past when he was little. But the phantom is showing Jerry what is happening right now. And this time, this ghost is taking him to see his future. Do you think Jerry wants to go? I think Jerry just wants to sleep. But the first ghost takes him away, the second ghost takes him away, and now the third ghost is taking him away. Oh, he must be exhausted. He probably really wants his sleep. Danny Devine faded right out of sight. As back to his room, Jerry soared. He didn't snooze long till he jolted in fright at the sound of a thunderous roar. "I am the ghost of Christmas to come,"
Your future is now to be shown.
He's going to show Jerry's future.
Codswallop, croaked Jerry,
bewildered and numb. But he went with an unwilling groan. He doesn't want to go, but he's just being taken away. He has no choice. Guys, if you look at page 18 and 19, where is this place? I see a moon, or I see many trees. There's a church, and behind the church is a graveyard. It is very common in New Zealand to have graveyard behind the church. Usually people who went to that church when they pass away, they are buried there. In this picture, I can see it is a nighttime and the moon is full. And also, it's quite windy. If you see the leaves and the trees, I think it's very windy. And here, this is the picture of the cover, the book cover, right? You can see Jerry kneeling against a gravestone. On that gravestone, it says, Jerry the Miser. No one gives a toss. Oh, that's sad. That's just sad. That means no one cares about him. Even when he dies, no one's gonna visit him and give him flowers. Why is that? The wind whipped and wailed in this desolate spot. The gorse bushes scratched Jerry's knees.
A graveyard, he blurted,
his stomach in knots. But this grave is all smothered in weeds. He scraped at the headstone, peered down and read, the name now uncovered of moss. The name now uncovered of moss.
Jerry the Miser?
He gasped. I'm dead, and nobody else gives a toss. So the ghost of the future Christmas is showing him what will happen to him, what will happen to Jerry in the future if he continues to be mean to others. And Jerry is feeling scared. The spook crackled grimly and went on to say,
You always will reap what you sow. The way you treat people every day is the way they will treat you when you go.
So the future ghost is telling Jerry that he shouldn't be mean to others. The way he treats others will come back to him. So in English, we have a saying. We say, what goes around comes around. And that means if you're nice to others, people will be nice to you. Or the other people will be nice to you. But if you're mean to others, people will be mean back to you. And if you do bad things to others, maybe the others will do something bad back to you. What goes around comes around. Oh, I think it's morning. Jerry is awake. He seems to be happy. He's smiling. Yes, let's smile. He's smiling. He's happy. And he's getting out of bed. He's feeling good. I wonder why. Next thing Jerry knew, the morning had come. He awoke feeling dithered and dizzy. But he leaped out of bed crying, Things to be done! And no kidding, Jerry got busy. I think he's gonna make himself busy doing nice things to others. Ooh, what is this? This is a basket. And what do you see in the basket? I see all types of treats made in New Zealand. For example, salted peanuts. What's behind the salted peanuts? I see licorice. Licorice are really delicious. Chocolate, crackers, and some sauce. Oh, even a towel. And If you look closer, there is pineapple lumps. They are pineapple flavored soft candy coated with chocolate. It's so good. Also, do you know what is this white cake looking thing? A New Zealand Australian dessert. It's called the pavlova cake. The pavlova cake is so delicious because it's so fluffy and soft. It's made from egg white and a lot of sugar. And then you just whip, just whisk the egg white and make it fluffy and soft. And then you bake it so the outside is a little crunchy. The inside is really soft and melts when you put it in your mouth. And they decorate it usually with cream and strawberries, because strawberries are in the season during summer. And kiwi fruit slices and other fruits that you have. Chocolate sauce. This is called a gift basket, or in New Zealand we call it a hamper. Like a gift basket. He ordered a hamper for Danny Devine, packed chocolate with groceries and fruit, then arrived at his nephew's with chocolates and wine, and gifts for the children to boot. So he got gifts for everybody. Danny Devine, his nephews, and the other kids. What changed him? He is so nice. The first and second and the third ghost. Number 1, the ghost that showed him his childhood when his sister brought him a new shiny toy. Number 2, the phantom. The phantom that showed him Danny Devine's family eating so little in a small old house. And third, the spook showed him his future if he continues to be mean to others. And those are the things that changed him to become nice. Oh, if you look at this picture, I can see a lot of people visiting his dairy. And Jerry is smiling. The people lining up to pay for their groceries and things, they are quite happy too. I think they are happy because Jerry has changed. He is nice and friendly. He's not angry and mean anymore. And looking at this picture, do you see behind Jerry there is a poster of pineapple lumps? Pineapple lumps are delicious. They're one of New Zealand's treats. The chocolate, but inside the chocolate there's a soft, chewy, pineapple-flavored marshmallow thing. Oh, it's just so nice, coated with chocolate. And next to it is mints. We call it minties. Yeah, they're really nice. They're not too sweet. It's a little minty, milky flavor. Yes, it's really good. And then, of course, in Korea we call them candies, but actually in New Zealand we call them lollies. Okay, lollipops are different though. Lollipops are like the hard candy with the stick, but lollies are just packets of candies, like in the shape of minties over there you see on the book. The customers are lining up happily because Jerry is really friendly. His customers soon became very impressed with the changes he made at the dairy. The ice creams he served were the biggest and best, and so was the smile on old Jerry. His cold swallow days had come to an end. Instead, he would happily say, "How are you, mate? Good day, my friend. Good on ya. Have a beaut day." Inside that fridge, do you see some brown bottles with a red cap? Okay, let's go closer. Zoom in. Yes, that is LNP. That's my favorite drink. But you can't find that in Korea. Someday, when you go to New Zealand, please try LNP. Yeah, so LNP is a drink made in New Zealand in the town of Paeroa. It is made by lemon juice and fizzy water. Ooh, Kai's Corner Dairy now has all the Christmas decorations. That's really nice. What do you see on the picture? I see Santa Claus riding on his sled with 2 reindeers on the roof, a full moon, some stars in the sky, and there are stickers on his shop windows that says Happy Christmas. And there are Christmas lights. That's really good. And there are so many customers visiting his shop. And as Christmas approached each following year, no place could be found quite so merry, so dripping with lights and with holiday cheer, as was found at the Kai Corner Dairy. So everyone, did you like this rhyming book about Christmas? We learn to be nice to people, right? Because if we are nice to others, the others will be nice to you. So everybody, did you like this storybook? If you liked it, remember to give a thumbs up and subscribe. If you do, remember to purchase it. You can find it on the internet. Also, did you learn more about New Zealand? I hope what I've told you in the storybook and explaining the pictures and things in there could help you understand more about New Zealand. I would love to let everybody know about New Zealand, where I am from, my hometown. So, till next time, I will share more New Zealand storybooks with you. Bye-bye!